biggest thing I will say, the biggest takeaway I will tell everybody, like, you are more qualified than you think to buy a home. You can buy a house and that you can get money for buying a house and not use any of your own money.
So you get paid to buy a house.
You got paid to get a new house.
Shit, dude, Danny. We got here at 2 p.m., guys, and it's now 4:15. Finally figured out all the fucking audio, all the shit. You know,
Practice run though, it was good. Yeah. I mean, it could have been worse. We figured it out. Well, I say it was mainly you.
No, both of us, bro. You helped me set it up and figure out, like, you know, you started looking up videos and shit. I was like, yeah, shit. But it's all good. It's all good.
We're here. We made it.
We're going to crunch out as much as we can before they kick us out.
Clyde and Comms, we're here.
Clyde and Comms.
Yeah.
Clyde and Comms. Don't ask me. Ask me later why I decided with that name, but you know, I'm sure you understand why.
First, I have an idea. I won't go too far into depth on it, but.
All right, guys. Yeah. So today we're here with Daniel Navarro II, correct? You are...
Full legal name.
Right?
Yeah,
right?
I am a second. Okay. Man, no one's actually called me that in a while.
You graduated from Kingsville with your kinesiology?
Yeah, exercise, sports science, and kinesiology. Was there for about 3 years. I initially went to Howard Payne, which is in Brownwood, Texas.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was just like, I was there for like the first semester. I was doing football, didn't work out, and want to be closer to home. You know, it's always that kind of, when you're getting ready to leave high school, it's like, man, I'm trying to get as far away as home from mom and dad. I'm going to go do my own thing. And reality sinks in and it sucks. Or there were some good aspects to it, don't get me wrong, but it was just at the same time like,
Okay, so since we're on that,
yeah.
So what was it like the very first semester, like literally first day and like even maybe preparing to get there?
I think it was a little bit of nerves, excitement at the same time. But I mean, I was pursuing, you know, what I wanted to do, which was football, which maybe at the time I was a little bit more, I guess I had a better idea of what I was going to be in. I mean, it was fun. Don't get me wrong. It was great. I got there maybe about a month before the semester actually started for football or whatever, and it was a good time. But it was definitely a lot of adjusting. Of, you know, I wasn't used to, you know, hey, you're on your own, figure it out, do your own way. You got to wake yourself up, which was never really an issue, I guess, before. But I guess now in hindsight, it's a lot more accountability with being somewhere else, not knowing anybody, kind of literally just on your own. So
remind me where it's at again.
It's I want to say like maybe 30, 45 minutes south of Abilene. So it
was in Texas.
Yeah, it was in Texas.
Oh, yeah. No, for some reason, I thought this was like
but it's still, Texas is huge. It was still like an 8-hour drive.
Yeah, Abilene is about what? Yeah, 8 hours.
Yeah, I would say it's like northwest. Yeah. Like it's between like it's closer to Abilene, but it's not too far from Odessa or Midland either. But
okay, not too bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were only there for, you said, a year?
No, I didn't even finish the first semester.
Oh,
yeah. This is not starting off good to
shit, honestly. And honestly, I just want to check this real quick.
Yeah.
You want to double check if that's on as well? That's cool. We're going to keep this on here. We'll keep it uncut, dog.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. Yeah, we'll keep it on here. But damn, dude, I totally forgot about that in your fucking college journey. I thought it was just straight Kingsville.
No, man. I mean, in all hindsight, I mean, I actually at one point I thought about just going to Texas State, going up there, because obviously we were still hanging out, talking with Mike, you know, hanging out there. And
well, he wasn't there yet.
Oh no, that's right. He was at UT Pan Am.
He was.
It was still Pan Am at the time. Yeah, UT Pan Am. Yeah,
exactly, man. Damn, crazy. So then after that first semester, you came back because we graduated 11. We started 11.
Yeah, so we started off. Yeah, so 2012, that spring semester,
that's when we started hanging out.
Because I was going back to Pan Am.
Yeah.
I was back at Pan Am. I did one semester there, and then after that, that's when I transferred to Kingsville. So I was here like for like just a quick second, and
because I remember we would play
at the rec.
You would play at the rec. We would work out all the time, and we would also play like Slender Man or some shit with Shooter Kid at your crib.
Oh, dude.
Late at night. But I was pussying out. I was just like, nah.
So, I mean, off the record, dude, I had like 3 or 4 concussions like in my whole football career. So like my memory, I'm blaming it on that. I don't know.
No, dude, honestly, yeah. No,
I mean, I don't, but I have horrible memories. So dude, you just struck like a whole like nostalgia nerve.
Was it like the core memory?
Yeah, no, for sure. I completely forgot about that. We did play. It was at my house?
Yeah, because you were in that crib with the pool table.
Oh,
like in the fucking guest house.
It was the one by the Nicky Rowe water tower off of Dove.
Right there, literally.
Now I live like a block away from there. It's crazy. But yeah, I forgot that room was badass.
That was a badass
It
room.
had all these. Well,
You
all
could
these.
sneak in whoever. You could sneak in whoever.
No,
I'm just kidding.
never
Danny was
happened.
never like that. Danny was a saint. He was a virgin throughout forever till he got married.
No, but-
recent end.
But the room was badass. But I completely forgot that we would do that and play Slenderman.
Yeah, we had no life, especially in the summer. We just fucking play games. Super Smash Bros.
All we do is go play ball and then game
Dude, that's all we did. I mean, this is life.
and go to Applebee's.
It was the life. And
Dude,
yo,
I already know what we're going to say.
Go ahead.
That stupid storm we got stuck in at Applebee's. There was a tornado and hail.
That was like the first time we've ever had anything crazy.
I bought that. I had just gotten that truck like that day, I think.
The Colorado.
Yeah,
The white
dude,
Colorado.
which RIP the Colorado. I should have kept that, dude. That
happened
truck
to
was
it?
sick. It was just,
Sold it?
yeah, bro, the
problems.
transmission was already giving out. Dude, I drove that thing to the ground.
You kind of did.
But it was,
Yeah, we
dude,
went everywhere with that
man,
shit, dude.
I missed that truck. But yeah, freaking first day, windshield gone, dents, hail damage all over, streets were flooded.
And it took forever to get that repaired.
Dude, yeah, that was a whole experience within
So
itself.
random. That was like 20.
We were there. It was me, you, Terrell, and was Shooter Kid there? Terrell was
It might
there.
have been Noe or something.
No, I don't think
Michael?
no was there. I remember, well, somebody was trying to dip
know
out because
Terrell, yeah.
the power went out. And we were trying to dip out.
Was that when the Spurs were actually in the playoffs?
That's too much. That's you're asking too much memory from me on
It
that one.
had to be because every time we went to Applebee's, the Spurs lost. So we stayed away from
fuck.
Applebee's after that.
Yeah, and then the fucking storm hit. Look what happened.
And that was the time when Ray Allen hit the fucking corner three, bro.
Was it that time?
I don't know. It
No,
was
I feel-
definitely during that time. I don't think it was that
I think I was in Kingsville at that time when that happened because I remember because I was rooming with John and Jim. and they were both like Miami Heat fans, and I was just so triggered, bro. I was John with D Wade and Jim with LeBron.
Yeah. Oh no, I forgot about Jim and
Dude, now you're just pissing me off.
All right, let's get off of that now. Okay, so let's continue on with your Kingsville journey. So you said you were there for 3 years. How did that go?
Honestly, I was a little at first skeptical because super small town. You know, it's really just a college town. I mean, and I just wasn't sure what to expect. I didn't really know anybody there. I was just kind of going. And at the time, I was transitioning to become an athletic trainer. You know, at the high schools or wherever it may take me. You know, somewhere in the sports field and. Honestly, because of that, I got to learn so many people, both, you know, within my same, degree, my own department, and then also like with the athletes that were there for all sports. So it was a great way for me to kind of really like hone in and be part of the community and just eventually learning just about almost everyone on campus. But it was a great experience. And the one thing I did love, and I mean, people that go to small schools can, I guess, attest to this, is it's like a big community. So I like the fact that if I was just to go out to eat by myself or, you know, go to the bar and grab a drink by myself or whatever, I would probably run into somebody I at least know and can, you know, hang out. So it was cool.
Yeah.
It was super friendly. I loved it. And, you know, because of that, it's actually where I met my wife, Sarah.
That is true.
So
I mean, comparing that to Howard, was it
Howard Payne? Yeah.
You felt more in tune, like family wise, I guess.
Sure. I mean, being only an hour and a half away from home, I mean, definitely helped too.
Environment plays a huge thing there too, and the people, environment, and everything. So, and then so you met Sarah. So how did you meet Sarah, or where?
She was actually, ironically enough, we had been like next door neighbors in the same apartment complex for a while, and I didn't even know this.
Yeah.
And apparently, over time, she had a little dog named Coco, and she would walk the dog, and I'd see her every now and then, and every, oh, hey, how's it going? Kind of ended up leading to like, oh, what's your number? And we just started talking. I can't take credit. She did most of the work. I'm not gonna lie. She did.
Hey, bro, it's because you're a catch.
Nah,
come on, Danny. Come on.
I could have been a little bit more easier on being, accessible, but I wasn't. I was,
I mean,
young, dumb in college,
exactly.
didn't want to settle down, you know.
No excuse, but at the same time. Like you were a different person.
For sure.
Compared to now. Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, I'm not even the same person anymore.
Yeah,
Thank
same
God.
here. I mean,
thank
like,
God.
both of us. I mean, it was fun when we just played ball and all that stuff. You know, that was like
no responsibilities, dude. It was
like
literally
being
just
a kid, pretty much
for sure.
Adult kid.
yeah.
An adult child.
Yeah.
So now we're like teenage adult, at least. For the most part. Maybe adult.
We're in our 30s. We're adults.
You think we're adult?
We're full adults.
I'm just trying to give us some slack, some credit there. But okay,
we're adults. For sure.
We'll accept that. Damn. Okay, dope. So then, Sarah, you guys dated for how long before you all got married or engaged?
We were off and on in the early part for the first couple of years, and then ultimately all together, I guess, when we got now, We've been together for about 9-10 years altogether total.
Okay.
And we just crossed the 2-year checkpoint in December was our 2-year anniversary.
It has been 2 years.
Yeah.
That went by fast.
Dude, you're telling me, I feel like
so fast, and we've changed so much.
well, shit, even you too.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like
know.
in the past, few years, I mean, lots happened for you as well. I feel like us just hanging out, for the past, week that's been, I feel like I've caught up so much on you that I wasn't even aware of.
Dude, it's crazy. Had I not reached out to you in December about the property next to my mom's house, we probably wouldn't.
Honestly, you're probably right. And I think it just goes to, you're in a whole nother part of the country in Alaska.
Yeah.
So, that's for one, but
I don't know why I'm trying to buy property while I'm living out there in fucking Alaska, but
maybe you want to come back. I don't know. Maybe.
No,
it's okay if you don't.
So,
you don't have to.
Being there for the last 3 months has been great. Healing, fucking getting back to myself, just grinding out this fucking college life coaching business. And then I was super excited to come back.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm enjoying every single minute of it. And then it's like, dude, I'm missing home. I'm not missing home, but I know I'm going to miss it because it's just a good time.
What was the last time you were back? Or
October 18th was when I left. And so I haven't been back since then. Now
but you were in Houston?
I was in Houston 2 years prior to that.
Also, you had already been living down here for how long?
No, I was. Wait, what do you mean? Like in Texas?
Oh no, okay. So that's what I'm saying. So you lived in Houston.
I lived in Houston from beginning of 24 till. Wait, no, sorry. Beginning of 23 till the end of 24. So October 24.
I get you. Okay, so just
yeah. Super recent. And then that's when we decided to move to Alaska. Don't worry about that, guys. You guys should know about my story if you guys follow me.
They don't.
They know the story. There's a whole fucking story. I have a whole video where I'm fucking legit. No, I legit crying, but not even about that. About whatever happened,
Yeah, for sure.
About other stuff, about the rise of this program and college life coaching business, how it came to be. I get really emotional about that, especially when I talk about homies and stuff.
For sure.
Yeah, but being here for sure, dude, it's only been a week because today's Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
I came back last Thursday.
Wednesday, yeah.
I've been nonstop, just hanging out with homies, working on shit like this, fucking getting with family, and it's just nonstop. But I'm enjoying the fuck out.
I mean, you're only here for a few weeks.
So next Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely got to catch up with everybody, take advantage of the time being down. and for sure be with the fam. That's
for sure. It's been nonstop, and I mentioned to you even too rekindling a fucking thing with my ex and whatever.
Yeah.
So it was a healing moment. I don't think I brought it up to you.
Did you do that? Yeah, you did.
I did it 2 days ago.
How was that? Did you take it to?
It was a lot better. To where?
El Plebe? Did you go there, or where'd you go?
Wait, what is that?
That's the one I told you.
The taco place?
Yeah.
No. I changed my mind because it was kind of hot. And I was like, no. We just ended up going to Roosevelt's.
Oh, nice. Okay.
No, it was not what I expected at all.
Good or bad?
It was great.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, conflicted now.
Yeah, because not only did he, not just kidding, did she?
It's okay.
No, she has definitely grown from when I knew her, whole different person, because I haven't talked to her in 4 years. And so now, seeing her, I'm like, damn, low key proud as fuck. Somehow she makes more money than me, even though I'm fucking travel.
Hey man, maybe they're hiring.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
y'all hiring, or what are we doing?
That's God telling me yo, hey, there's an opportunity here. If you want to continue with this shit and do that, you can still make money and live here. But it was great. It was super healing. We got to talk to everything that bothered me, everything that bothered her. And we worked through a super mature conversation. Compared to 4 years ago, we probably could not have that conversation whatsoever. So, despite it being tough and everything, it's always great to reflect on it. And in hindsight, learn from it, not just always be stuck in that past and in those negative emotions. And so
that's adulting, man.
That was the reason why I did it, was because I was trying to focus on working on my forgiveness muscle. That's something that I'm always very resentful. And
forgiveness muscle, like that.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, for sure. So having to do that, man, it's a good feeling. You're like, okay, I'm doing better for myself and shit. So with that, has there been anything in your life that you've tried to work on that forgiveness muscle?
Well, I think, mainly for myself, it's, I would say it's more so, I guess, making sure I don't, not that it's an issue, but going back to the person that I used to be, kind of like what we were talking about a little bit earlier, how we're definitely not the same people from
high school or even college
till now. And it's it's always kind of keeping myself in check, trying to always having those conversations with myself, or, through prayer or whatever it may be, or even sometimes just talking with Sarah, which it wasn't always like that. It's something I knew I had to work on, just having that communication and having the right mindset to say it's okay to have problems and express them and not just kind of keep them, bottled in. Cause that's always been an issue I've struggled with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I always feel like, it's complaining or you're just, bitching or whatever that you want to talk about. And it's not cool or whatever. Or nobody cares.
Yeah. So I think it's because of the whole,
it's a stigma.
Yeah. Masculine stigma.
Yeah. It's a stigma for sure.
Men shouldn't be crying or talking about
our job is to provide, financials, protection, whatever, and just whatever problems you got, back burner, and
which is still great. You want to be that support system
to a certain extent. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I always got to find that optimal middle. You don't want to be too screaming.
But I mean, huge shout out to my wife, man. Like if it wasn't for her, she's definitely changed me a lot for the better, I would say. And I cannot have done or be the person I am without her.
Yeah.
But it definitely took a lot of,
chills though.
Huh?
I give me chills. I ain't gonna lie.
No, it's cool, man. Like it's, you always hear, how marriage is always going to be tough. It's going to be a little bit rocky in the beginning, but with her, I guess cause we dated for about 5 years prior till we got married, maybe 6.
Did you guys live with each other before?
No, we're very traditional.
Yeah. I respect that.
Yeah. So, we, the way we both grew up, in our faith, in our churches, you don't live with someone until you get married. And, especially nowadays, that's super taboo. And even, Sarah would tell me, some of her friends would kind of like, that's old school. Why are you doing that? Just, you got to live with someone to make sure that's the person you want to, be with forever. And, it's like, no, that's, you're taking away part of the journey of marriage, man. Like it's, there's even if you don't click, you got to talk to it. You got to work through it. And that's ultimately going to get you to that next level of love and affirmation. Like,
chills, dog.
No, dude, it's again, I definitely don't know it all. I still need a lot to learn, but this is also through great mentorship from, our friends that have been married longer than us.
Even our parents.
So
how long your parents been married? Though?
Dude, like they just had their anniversary.
Same.
For 32 years.
My brother, so whatever age my brother is, so he's 36, so my parents are 36 years.
Yeah, so I'm the same. So my parents like a year older.
They had you right after.
Yeah, no,
same shit with my brother.
Low key, I think they had me. They got married out of wedlock, but
because how old were they when they?
Well, see, I didn't even know this, but Sarah was doing the math. Like, how old are you? Like 31. Like, how long have your parents been married? Like 32. Yeah. And she was like, what was the month? When were you born? I was like, they got married in September. I was born in April. She's like, the math is not mathing. I was like, oh, it's like I thought
they broke the vow before.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. It's cool. No,
I mean,
now, bro.
But no, so yeah, super
years,
very traditional. We definitely didn't live with each other until we got married, and that's kind of how we both wanted it to be. Yeah. And it was like another, step for both of us together as as partners, as husband and wife. It's awesome. Like from the whole dating stage to the being engaged, to now living, like being married to each other and then having that, what she likes to call like a forever sleepover, which is like whatever, which is kind of cool. Cause I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't know if you noticed, I could never spend night at anybody's house growing up. Did you ever notice that?
That's a good question. Yeah. I don't know.
Cause I know you, John and Shooter would always stay up all night playing Smash Brothers. I was probably never there. I know it wasn't never there.
No, you were there.
I was there late, but I would never stay the night.
Yeah, no. We only stayed the night like once or twice.
Yeah. Well, even then, like my parents were like super like, no, like
that makes sense. I think I remember now.
So, but yeah, man, it's a lot of cool stuff. Yeah. A lot of good stuff through marriage.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. No.
But it is a work in progress.
Inspirational, bro. It's inspirational. I'm like, damn, yeah. That's where I want to be.
and you
don't we all?
Yeah, but at the same time, don't go look for it. Let it happen naturally. That's the best thing I can say. For sure.
Exactly. Just like it did with you and Sarah. That's amazing, bro.
Yeah. Shout out to Sarah. She really pursued me when I didn't.
Shout out, Sarah. He's here, by the way. If you want to see the date somewhere, I don't know how we can do that, but figure it out. You're here. All right, dog. So after graduation, what did you decide to do after Kingsville, actually?
So, I mean, it was just like any other college kid that graduates, it's like, what do we do now? Like we're, start applying for all these jobs, trying to hear back on something, you got 6 months before this grace period hits, before the, student loans start kicking in. And it's like, man, still got these bills. So, I mean, I had previously, even while I was still in college, worked part-time with the city of McAllen. I was with the Parks and Recs. I had been doing that for a while. And then I also was doing a physical therapy clinic here. Oh. So I had 2 part-time jobs, and it was just, just trying to stay afloat, so I had worked with the city for about 4 years. until officially there was a position that got opened up to be full-time as an administrative staff. So I was superintendent of athletics for the city of McAllen for about 6 months. Nice. For the probation period, and then politics got in the way, and fortunately, it is what it is. But I gained a lot of new experience out of it, man. I mean, it's at the time for sure pissed off at the world, you know, like did everything right, went above, worked late, worked hard, but it is what it is, you know. And in doing that, I got laid off at the worst time possible. Mm-hmm. COVID, I think
maybe a blessing in disguise.
No, I mean, for sure. Well, I will say thankfully because of COVID and all the layoffs, they were giving out, you know, the unemployment checks.
Nice.
So, and they were paying big at the time. Like they were giving percentage of what you were getting before. So yeah, I was getting like,
I was still in college.
Dude, I think I was getting like $1,200 every 2 weeks, which I mean,
damn.
For at the time, like, I mean, that's good money, dude. Exactly. I'm just here playing Xbox, ordering DoorDash.
Exactly.
Because I mean,
you can't do shit.
No, everything was locked down. So I was chilling at home getting paid, like, you know, and it was, I mean, so thank God for that.
Yeah.
But definitely I knew that was going to run out, and I obviously had bigger dreams for myself, you know, aspirations. And same thing. I mean, I applying, couldn't find anything at all really. And then I had a friend of mine that he had been doing real estate, and he was like, hey man, you know, it'd be awesome if, you know, I see like the motivation you have, you should definitely go, you know, maybe try this. You're a people person, you know, try it out. And I was like, dude, I don't know anything about sales. I've never been a salesman, never did those pyramid schemes growing up, you know, never sold those knives. Remember that thing?
Cutco shit, bro. Yeah. Hey, low key though, if you're a good salesman, you can make money off of that. I've heard stories.
No, I mean, I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, like, you know, I just don't know anything about it at all. I mean, that wasn't my forte. In my mind, I was always going to be an athletic trainer, or maybe go back to school, become a PT, you know, something, you know, I had the prereqs for it, you know, just go do the
go back to college. Yeah. Go do that whole shebang.
Yeah. So yeah,
you and I both look at each other like,
I couldn't do it, man.
College.
No, I couldn't do it. No, not at all. Yeah. And then, so, you know, at that point I kind of exhausted all options. I need to get some kind of income, and, you know, I took the course, finished that thing in about a week because I had nothing else to do when it should have taken me like a month.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, I knocked it out. It was 180 hours.
That's good to know.
180 hours.
Okay.
Actually, I lied. Might be more.
But still, like, let the people know that if they're considering getting a fucking real estate license, you can do that shit in a week if you ain't
you can. I mean, but you really have to have nothing going on. Again, mind you, this was like
even
COVID.
Then, let's say someone's fucking unemployed, or they're just graduated college and they don't have a job, and considering real estate. How much was the real estate license, or to the course or whatever? It
blows my mind in terms of, you know, how blessed I've been in real estate now. I actually bought a thing off of Groupon, dude. I went to Groupon and got a course for like $100.
Okay.
$100. $100. And
all you need to do is make like 10 DoorDash deliveries. You got $100 in the bank.
Even, you know,
or
Uber.
Use your credit card. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the investment within itself. Yes. The $100 in the past. Well, I'm not gonna get monetary value.
If you want, you can.
It's okay.
But go ahead. Whatever you're comfortable with.
But it's.
You spent $100. And what year was this?
This was in 2020. We're in 2025 now. So in the past 5 years,
you did that shit in 1 week. Yeah. Well, roughly.
Yeah, it was definitely a week. I was like, I need to make some money. So
you were like, up,
dude, I did not leave my room. No,
that's shocking to me.
But it's because I'm big like fight or flight. That's my thing. Like if I am not gonna depend or succumb to anything, like I'm so like driven. Like if I'm saying I'm gonna do this, I'm not gonna half-ass it. I'm going in.
Like a testament to like your football stuff, you know?
I mean, it's just, I mean, I'm thankful because of my parents, you know, that's kind of what they instilled to me.
Hard work.
But it's just like, if you want something, you know, just go get it. And as cliche as it may sound, it's like, you could say it, but if you don't really do it, I mean, it's not gonna happen.
That's all it is.
Yeah. So, I mean, at the time it was just like, I got bills, I got things coming up. I want to go just have, you know, money. And I was like, I am tired of living this, you know, depending on the government shit for how long it was. I think it was like a year.
Yeah.
And I just buckled down. I said, I'm just going to live in this room for the next week. And 280 hours or 180, I don't know what it was, a lot of hours. Crammed it out in a week, dude. Took the test. There's 2 parts. It's like a national and a state.
Got you.
So you definitely got to pass the national first time. Then I passed the state. And then after that, it was like, all right, where do I go? So I need to be sponsored by a broker for at least the first, I believe it's 2-3 years before you can become your own broker. But that's a whole nother.
It's kind of like a mentorship, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of legal and liability in doing real estate. I mean, if you say one thing and you tell that to your clients and it's not true, well, you're liable and you can get sued for false, legality purposes. They're just false statements or whatever. Yeah. So it's, and honestly, all that stuff I learned, I mean, I probably don't really use most of it, but again, it's just to have the hindsight of.
Exactly. You never know when it'll just.
No. Yeah. But yeah, so it's definitely, I signed up, got interviewed a couple of brokerages, which I liked because now they're not interviewing me. It's like, no, they want me to join their team. So I get to interview and kind of nitpick and choose, who's a better fit for me. And for me, I wanted to go somewhere where I can get training, because it's a lot. I mean, it's not just, hey, let me go show you a house. Like, okay, that's cool. But once they want to, put an offer and there's multiple other agents submitting offers too, it's like, well, how do I get creative? How do I start to set up my clients to be the benefactor of placing the best bid for the seller? Like there's a lot to it. The contracts, there's a lot of disclosures, a lot of forms.
And I'm sure you don't want to share those
I don't mind.
You don't mind. Okay. Let's share like I don't know if you want to share your top one. What's your top secret? Or you can maybe.
So, no. I mean, actually, no. I mean, it's not even a secret. I mean, to me, I feel like, especially in this industry in real estate, there's so many egos, which I hate. Yeah. Which I get it. You start doing well, you start making some money, you kind of get this little swagger to you.
On the fucking billboard,
you start thinking, you can just kind of belittle people. I mean, I get it. Look, you get a little bit of money, a little bit of power. People start knowing who you are. I get it. But I hate that. It's like, dude, like at the end of the day,
I thought you were gonna be like, but I love that.
No. I like to say I'm the opposite. Like I work hard, I do well, but at the same time, it's like, I've done deals with other new agents, and I'm like, hey man, like, so like I have no problem mentoring them and kind of coaching them up a little bit, because sometimes they don't get that from their own brokerage. And I've been on the other side of that fence when it's like, hey, am I doing this right? Like, hey, like. Or, luckily I never got screwed by other agents when I was off about some things. But again, luckily I had a good system where I can go back to my broker and he'd be like, hey man, like this is how you should do it. This is how the best way to go about it. But really, yeah, again, my biggest thing, or my biggest, I guess it's not really a secret, is just be cool, man. Like just be yourself.
Be genuine.
And I've had people when I submit offers and they try to act a certain type of way. I'm like, hey bro, like at the end of the day, like, yes, we're trying to do a service to our clients, try and get them the best house. But at the end of the day, what are we doing this? We're trying to get paid. Yeah. Help me help you. Let's find the middle ground. What does your seller need? What does my buyer need? Let's meet in the middle and let's just get it done. Like it's that simple. And after I kind of
start getting greedy.
And after that, they kind of mellow out for the most part. I haven't really had anybody kind of give me kickback, but it's just, just be presentable, man. Just be approachable. It's all it really is.
Yeah, it's like we're both trying to have a mutual agreement here.
Yeah. You know what your client wants. I know what my client wants. Let's both meet in the middle and let's just get it done. Like it's to me, I mean, that's how I like to work. That's my biggest takeaway. Don't try to be something you're not. Don't try to personify something you're not. It's just be yourself. And in the same retrospect, do that to your clients. Like I'm real big on building relationships with whoever I meet, whether it's a friend or whether it's somebody I met for the first time. It's just getting on their level. Like I like to do a little questionnaire that when I first meet with somebody, it's like, hey, so what are you looking for? Like, is it first time home buying a house? Are you using this for investment? Are you trying to upgrade? Are you trying to downgrade?
Yeah, like this time you just flowing through it.
Yeah. But I mean, you do that because I mean, at the same time, they're just as nervous or they don't know what the whole process is like to buy a house.
About
and they don't. And you know what? Rightfully so. I mean, they don't and they shouldn't. Yeah. But my job is to kind of mediate all that stress and just kind of be like, hey, like you can talk to me. Like, and if we see houses and right off the bat, you say like, I don't like it. Like just pulling up to the house, be like, you're not going to hurt my feelings. Like, hey, I'm getting feedback from you. So all this stuff is not time wasted in the future when we go see houses, or if I send you properties you don't like. I like getting down on a real, closed basis so I can help thread and filter everything out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like anything new that you tackle. It's like, it's always going to be stressful as fuck in the beginning because you don't know any of the vernacular or the terms or whatever that involves in real estate. And then seeing the numbers too.
Exactly. And then I could see it in their face sometimes. So I'll be like, hey guys, look, I'm going to be with you every step of the way. My job is to give you options. Yeah. I'm not going to tell you or what to do. I want to give you an option. All I want is a yes or no. That's what I always tell people. I'm going to make it simple. Yes or no. I'm going to give you options. If you will ask for my input, or what's the best, I can tell you this and why. Mm-hmm. And again, if it doesn't work, that's cool. My job is to at least give you the right tools or the right, thoughts to make sure this is what's best for you and your family, because at the end of the day, I mean, I've been there when Sarah and I bought our first house. Luckily, I was already kind of seasoned at the time.
I was about to ask, like, were you in real estate?
Yeah, I was.
You were.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. So, but again, it's, even though like I had been in, I think in real estate for about 2 or 3 years when we first bought our house, I mean, it's a whole different, like, perspective. Like, it's like, oh, like this is kind of how it feels. And even then, I mean, I hadn't been doing it. I know how it works. I was still like,
why are you reaching into my finances? That feels very fucking personal, very intrusive. You're in there, bro.
And that's another thing too. And
that's why people
and because, especially, and a lot of people, they don't like working with friends or family because they don't want them to know their finances. And I get it. But I tell them, like, look, that's not me.
Yeah.
I will never know your finances. That's between you and the lender or the bank.
Or Benny.
or Benny, which again, and Benny. So and again, amongst friends, it's always tough to have. But,
dude, you just got to be comfortable as fuck and just like, look, I trust you. I know you're not going to judge. You probably will judge me, but not to my face. But it's
I hear it all the time. People are like,
this done.
People are saying like, well, he's going to see all the stuff I order on Amazon, or he's going to see all the DoorDashes, or like he's going to see all the debt I have on this credit card. And I tell people, everybody has debt.
Yeah, even if you have it,
like
you can still get away with a lot.
And I tell people, just because you think you have a bad credit score, you think you have a lot of debt, at the end of the day, it's a lot more easy to obtain a home than you think. Yeah. Like, and if there's some room for improvement to get you there, that's where the lender comes. A good lender is going to do that for you. And he's going to build what's called like a wayfinder report. And it's going to say, hey, if you don't got to pay off everything, but if we can get the percentage of usage down on this card to a little bit, or this account a little bit, it's going to help qualify you and get you into that, price range that you want. So it's a lot more obtainable to buy a house than people think. And on the second side to that, the other thing is people assume it costs a fortune to buy a house, and it does not.
Especially now.
Huge.
Okay. So before we dive into that, what the hell is the difference between a buyer's and the seller's market?
So essentially, it's the market that favors that person that's looking. So if you're a buyer, it's more favorable to you because there's a lot of inventory, but not a lot of selling. So the demand's already there, and it's not being met because there's not enough buyers purchasing all the available homes. So in a buyer's market, it's to your favor because you can get a lot more incentives in terms of, either negotiating the sales price, getting that down, or, getting seller concessions, which is what allows the seller gives you money to purchase their house to help negate some of the financing portions of either your closing costs, which could be title fees, bank fees, or even your down payment. A lot of people think you got to have that on your own, but I mean, you do to a certain extent, but we can have the seller pay for all that. And that's a buyer's market. And we've been in one for quite some time now, which is awesome. So I always tell everybody, you want to be in a buyer market. Don't be those people that always say, and I'm sure they hear it, I'm going to wait for the interest rates to go down, because guess what? Yeah, great. Your interest rate got lower, but guess what? Everybody's trying to buy that same house now because the interest rates are low, and you're going to be paying more on the house. So yeah, you know what? The house prices are, you got the rate you want, great, but the loan value is now a lot higher than you want it to be. So guess what? You're still end up paying more in the long run.
Yeah. And upfront too.
And upfront, yeah, because now you're putting more down on the high percentage of the house.
Yeah, and so that's the seller's market.
So now that's the buyer's market.
Oh, no, but once the interest rate gets higher.
Oh, yeah. Lower, so correct. So that's when the market flips. Yeah. So once there is, essentially, you'll start noticing when you're interested on all these houses, you put a couple bids and there's multiple offers. That's when you can kind of see it's flipping. And in that point, you're not going to be able to get them to pay for any of your closing costs. You're going to have to go above asking. But I mean, in terms of, why people wait, at least you got the interest rate you want, right? But you're going to be paying more. So it's like, but as a seller, it's more inclusive to you because that's when you get more bang for your buck. If you have a lot of equity in your home, let's say you
long-term wise,
yeah. Let's say you bought your house 6 years ago for like $200,000 and now it's worth $300,000. Guess what? You have a lot. You have $100,000 plus whatever you owe. So let's say now that note you have with the bank is now you only owe $160 and your house is worth $300. Guess what? You got to keep $160K.
What is it?
$140,000.
It's not $260K.
No.
Okay, my bad. You owe 100. Okay.
Yeah. So let's say the house is worth $300,000 and you bought the house for $200,000 and now you owe $160,000. You got $140,000 of your money.
Yeah.
That's your money.
Yeah.
And of course, you sell it for $300,000, you pay back what you owe to the bank, which is the $160,000. But now that extra difference, that's your money. And guess what? Now you can use and hedge that money to put on a bigger house, pay bigger down payment.
Which the term for that is,
it's
a HELOC, right?
Yeah. It's not a HELOC. No, it's not a HELOC.
So what the hell's a HELOC?
So
I always thought that was
that's a whole nother. It's not as complicated, but it's
A little bit more tricky.
Yeah, a little bit more tricky. It's just it's a term. You try to get a rate for
home equity loan.
Something. But really, what it is, it's just a simple transaction. It's normal. So now you have all that freed up money from selling your house. You have $140,000. So now if you want to buy a house that's $300,000 and you want to put all that down, you're only financing $150,000 for a $300,000 home. It's, or whatever you want to do. If you want to pay off some of your debt, which you can do as well,
which is the better move.
Yeah. Obviously. But I mean, hey, whatever makes sense.
Yeah. Whatever makes sense.
Yeah. But it's, I mean, I'm going to tell you, I knew nothing about sales. I knew nothing about real estate, but it's changed my life so much in terms of now you understand how the rich stay richer and the wealthy stay wealthy. It's because you always hedge. And that's another thing. Debt is not always bad.
It's not.
If you use it the right way.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like all these billionaires and millionaires that own all these properties everywhere and all these businesses, how do they do it? It was like, well, I'm to tell you one thing, they're not liquidating their own money. They're hedging the bank. That's what the bank's for.
The banks.
All this net worth is just really what they own in assets, not just monetary. It's everything. And it's all liquid. Like if they need $1 million, they just sell one of the $1 million properties that the bank's paying for, and they just paying low interest on it. Like it's crazy.
And there's ways to I don't want to say cheat the IRS, but play their game.
Yeah, because
where you don't pay
all your investments that you have, all your properties, all your real estate, you can use as to write it off if you have an LC
which I need to talk to Benny about.
Yeah, we can get into that. But there's many ways to get write-offs, and it's incentives. And once you're in that LLC business class, you get a lot of big tax breaks.
And it's not even that hard to start an LLC.
No,
it's like $500 on fucking Inkfile or what you call it? What other
it's like $500. Zoom. Yeah, and then they even set up your EIN, which is like your Social Security. I mean, and it's like Social Security for your business is basically what it is. It's a whole nother entity. Like let's say you have horrible credit, but your LLC, you build that up and you have great. Two different people. It's not you. So
talk to Benny tomorrow. We'll get him on the pod and we'll see what he has to say.
He can definitely go a lot more into detail. I'm sure some of the stuff I said wasn't as verbatim, but
but I mean, it seems like
it's in hindsight, it's all relatively the same for sure.
You understand most of it. Okay, hell yeah, bro.
So
great content.
I can talk real estate all day, every day, dude. This is what I do. Yeah. So I want to go on a spiel.
Okay. Well, no, to keep going. So, is there anything else that maybe little tidbits that someone would want to know? Like a beginner real estate person, someone trying to buy a home.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, find yourself a good realtor that's knowledgeable. And honestly, it's or me. Yes. You use me.
What's your handle? What's your Instagram handle?
It's going to be, it's
I
don't even, let me see.
Daniel something.
It's Daniel V as in Victor, P as in Penelope, Realtor.
Got you. And I'll put it up on the screen.
So Daniel, VP Realtor, currently VP is my brokerage I'm with, VP Realty.
Nice.
I've been there about 2 years, going on 3, so it's been good. But I mean, biggest
your own thing, dog.
I mean, eventually it's a lot of liability,
I mean, it depends what you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy where I'm at right now, but at the end day, like the end goal, for sure, I'd like to be a broker, but one day. But the biggest thing I will say, the biggest takeaway I will tell everybody, like you are more qualified than you think to buy a home. It's not as hard.
Yeah, even me seeing like...
well, I mean, even through the little...
dog, okay, like shit, I can pull it off. Let's do it.
Yeah,
let's roll with it.
You only know what you know. And my biggest thing is like ask questions, or talk to a realtor or talk to a lender. They'll be able to tell you. I mean, people are always like, I don't want to pull my credit. It's like, okay.
But it's like temporary.
Yeah, it's a hard pull. It's going to affect you for like a month, 2 months tops. And then as long as you're making your payments, it's going to go back.
Yeah, you can always just look at it too.
But the thing is too is like, but you guys are fine to open up new credit card accounts, right? All the time. It's the same thing. Or,
get a new car
or using a firm. A firm's is just the same thing. It's the same thing. It's not as hard of a pull, but it's still cool. I mean, I always tell people, or like when you buy cars, like people are always wanting a new car, right? You're getting your credit pulled. It's like, so what's the difference between that and a house? Like, it's the same thing.
I think it's just that big number associated with it. That's the main thing. But once they are knowledgeable and aware about it, then it kind of puts them at ease. Like you mentioned with your clients and everything.
So again, like if you're even curious and maybe you don't think you're in the right, part of your life to own a house, I still say try. You only know what you know. And again, a lot of people are mostly wrong. They think they're not, and they are qualified. They can, make the payments, or they do have the funds or the credit score to do it.
Oh, for sure.
And
you'll find a way.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you this. I've definitely helped a lot of clients out who thought were in really bad positions, and again, they've come to the table receiving money for buying a house. So in a buyer's market like it is right now, Just recently, actually, I helped a couple first-time home buyers. I think they only had maybe a couple $1,000s in the bank, not much. I mean, it's a good amount of money, but obviously not enough to purchase a home. Yeah. And, you know, luckily we found the right house for them. The house had been on the market for a couple months, which is ideal. So sellers are a little bit desperate, and that's where I like to come in. I mean, that's what I do. I like to find deals. I mean, that's what I love.
Yeah, you got the eye for it.
Yeah. And, you know, I was able to get them the house that they wanted and have all their closing costs paid by the sellers. And so much so that they received $1,500 at closing.
All right, guys, did you hear that?
So yeah, you can buy a house, and that you can get money for buying a house and not use any of your own money.
So you get paid to buy a house.
You got paid to get a new house. And I've done that, luckily, I mean, numerous times for a lot of people, and it's more attainable than you think. So yeah, you got to have some reserves in the bank that the bank has to see.
Wait, are they like, okay, he's kind of set, and then they see your recurring?
Yeah, I mean, they just want to, again, as long as you have the work history, you know, all the numbers make sense. They're not going to, you know, let you buy $1 million house when you're only making, you know, like $50K a year. I mean, there's logistics to it, right? But don't let money that you think you don't have enough of be the reason why you don't buy a house. Because there is, especially in a buyer's market like we've been in, you can get a house and get paid for it. Yeah. It's crazy. And a lot of people don't know that.
I've never heard that from you.
Yeah.
A couple months ago. I was like, whoa, that's a thing?
It's 100. And again, people only know what they know. And I love educating people about this because I always want to set up people for their own, you know, future portfolio of, you know, not just owning that first property, but maybe even owning two. Or if that's not your thing, fine. At least having enough equity in your home when you do decide to sell, you could potentially buy another house, you know, pay it half off or maybe even all off, depending if you're downsizing or what. Like, it's having that financial freedom, knowing that by purchasing a house, even if it's, you know, a little bit more tight than you want to spend monthly, in the long term, you're building up wealth.
Yeah. You can always refinance the APR. No, I'm sorry.
The interest rate. Yeah. Interest rate. Yeah. And you can lower that payment even more. Or even,
I feel like that's the only term people know.
Yeah. APR, yeah.
Like the fucking interest rate. Oh, the interest rates are so high because they hear it on the fucking news every fucking time.
I mean, but to be honest, it's still not bad. I think I remember even last year we were in the high sevens and people were like, oh my God, those are horrible. It's like, so prior to COVID, the average interest rate was about 9-10%.
Damn, was it really?
Yeah. And then back in the 80s, it was like 15%.
Yeah, I remember Tony Robbins would talk about that.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I bought a house at fucking 20%.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So like when I hear people say all interest rates are bad, like, are you kidding me? Where have you been prior to COVID? I mean, they were a lot higher. Yeah. But this is just people just hearing and repeating what they say from what media says. And it's like, no, dude, even mid sevens were still good.
Fake news.
Yeah, fake news.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're not
getting into politics here. But it's just a funny term, guys. We're not quoting Donald Trump, which is just fake news. We're not either side.
I've been known to quote him every now and then, but
you know what? You know what? No, just kidding. But for sure, dude. Like,
but yeah, I mean, it's like don't let the interest rate scare you because again, you can always refinance.
Yeah.
In the future, once rates get better.
There was a term that Benny told me, like marry the rate. No, don't marry date the rate.
Date the rate.
Marry the house.
Marry the house.
Yeah.
So yeah, just date it for about a year,
I'll
2.
have him talk about it more.
Yeah. Date the rate, keep that rate for about a year, 2 years. And then once, the interest rates are a lot less than where you're at right now, just refinance. And now your mortgage is going to drop.
Whole metaphor, dude.
Yeah. It's actually pretty common in the real estate business.
Yeah, that's my little side piece here. It's cool,
Yeah, she's a little 7.5 right now, but guess what?
She's a little high maintenance,
She's a little high, but talk to me in a couple of years, she'd be about a little 5.5 and we'll see where we go from there, Like,
just a little bit.
Look at her now, but give me 2 years. Look where I'm at. Yeah. It's going to get real weird.
Oh my God.
But no, yeah. So it's definitely yes, the rate matters to a certain extent, but don't let that be the big hindsight why you don't get that house. You want to get all your money paid, like all your expenses paid for.
I think the fear is just from the education.
Yeah. I mean, and again,
and what they hear.
And that's what I love. Like, I love meeting with first time home buyers because I can just talk on and on and on. And then I had to kind of catch myself because I'm like, I'm giving them probably too much.
Yeah, it might be overwhelming. Then you read them. So okay, let's do a scenario here. So let's say I am a first home buyer and I'm a college student who just finished college like 2 months ago, and we're married. We have a baby on the way, maybe like a couple months in. How would you run that whole scenario when you first meet them? For sure.
So the first thing I'm going to ask is, how long have you been working? Have you still been working when you were in college, or are both of you working, or is it contract based? Is it salary based? Salary is always a little bit easier, but a lot of people will just say like, hey, I've just started working, but I was in college for the past 4 years. Well, guess what? College counts as work history. So you don't get hindered by that, which is a lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
If you're in college and you start a work and it's salary based, guess what? You'll qualify because you have a contract with your company. You're going to get paid this much every 2 weeks. It's solidified, and that's good enough for the bank. So it's pretty easy. After that, I really just try to get to know them. Like, okay, you have a kid, it's you and your wife. Y'all just started this new endeavor. Y'all just got married. Great. I'm excited for you guys. What are you looking for? Where do you want to live? Are you okay with your traditional 3-bedroom, 2 house? What about square footage? Do you need a big house, or what's too small of a house for you guys to be comfortable? Do you have a dog? Does your dog need a backyard to go outside so you don't have to go out there in the front, and go walk them, just to let them out? I mean, do you prefer older homes? Do you like newer homes? You want to know the difference between both, because there's some differences. I myself like older homes because like they say, they don't make them like they used to, in my opinion. Bigger rooms, larger lots. I feel like all this new construction is super condensed, smaller rooms, just like some of the ones we've seen, know.
But they're nice.
No, they are nice. Yeah. And again, it's all about preference. If you're okay with that, but you like the sleek, modern look, hey, more power to you. I can definitely find you that.
I'm all about the concessions, dog. Give me as much as you can.
And that's what I'm saying. Well, I can get you both in either one. And that's the beauty of it. It's very. I like to make it very in tune to what exactly do you need, and I want you to get very detailed with me, because it's going to make everything a lot easier. So instead of looking at 20 houses and you're like, oh crap, what was the difference between that house and this house? Like, you kind of get lost in all of it. And I don't want to see 20 houses anyway. That's a lot.
Exactly.
Neither do you.
The other day, remember, I was like, hey man, we can skip this one because I know it's like not really out of my price range. Just wanted to check it out. And you're like, bro, what are you talking about? I want to go see this too.
Yeah. I get excited about seeing properties just as much as, the people buying them. Like, I love what I do. I love walking in and, showing a house. And if there's, little deficiencies or defects, I like pointing them up, because I just want to be as transparent. I don't like selling lemons. I want to make sure, hey, if this is the house we like, and once we go under contract and do our inspection, I want to make sure I address all this stuff prior to, so we can kind of, avoid that, whole fear state of, oh man, like this house has this and this and that. It's like, no, like it's an older home, or, every house is not perfect, even if it's newer. It's going to be lived in, or even if it's brand new, there's going to be stuff that's not fully done. And that's why we do the report. And it's just,
Yeah.
But I like setting the expectation. I always tell them, like, hey, don't forget what the report. It's going to seem like a lot, but
the report is the
home inspection report.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And that's basically, you have what's called your option period. You have about anywhere from 7 to 10 days. Do your due diligence, make sure the house is what it is. And you'll have someone come check plumbing, electrical, AC, HVAC, everything. And then essentially during that period is, if there's any major defects that, concerns us as the buyers, I will go ahead and negotiate again with the sellers and try to get some of that taken care of. Yeah. And again, it's just making sure, and I tell my clients, it may seem like a long report, but it's a lot of little things.
Yeah.
Like the inspectors I use are very thorough. If there's a doorstop missing, he's going to put doorstop missing.
Nice. That's what you want.
Yeah, but exactly. And that's why I tell people it's lengthy, but I guarantee you this is everything that's wrong.
Yeah.
And all the little stuff like, the faucet on the bathroom is loose or it leaks, it's going to be there. But again, is it major? No, he's got to tighten it up. But at least you are aware of the things that need to get addressed.
Exactly.
And I tell my clients, don't focus on the little things, focus on the big things.
Like the AC.
If the AC's, warranty. Yeah. So there's the big 4 you always look for in any house. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be foundation, AC, it's going to be termites, and then roof. Those are your big 4.
Gotcha.
Those are the 4 big money, major items that could be cost efficient in the future. Especially down here in the Valley, I don't sell a house without doing a termite inspection, because for every 5 houses, 3 houses have
that's something termites. I've never even considered either.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is it just because it's the Valley, or?
So you got to remember, this is all used to be farmland, agriculture.
Yeah.
So, a lot of these, you can even look back in like the archives, or sometimes on Facebook, they'll say like, oh, this is McAllen Main Street back in, in 1940s. It was all dirt and farmland. So a lot of this land that these houses are built on, or that we live on now, it used to be, insects, they used to have pesticide that they would throw to get rid of them or whatever. But regardless, we do have termites because of all the agriculture that we had. But it's not like the cartoons either. And this is what I tell everybody, like, if it's okay if a house has termites to a certain extent.
More of a slow burn.
No, it's a very slow burn. Like it takes like years and years and years of neglect. Like,
that's
but again, as long as you get it treated and get rid of them, I would say, have that checked out once a year just to make sure. But usually once you treat it, it should last about 3 to 4 years. But even then, peace of mind, just keep doing it. But
yeah.
And again, a home inspection, the inspector will tell you, hey, there's a lot of wood rot, check into this. If it's not water-based, then it could be termite.
Yeah. Again, it's all depends on where you live. You kind of
and again, this is why you get a good realtor who kind of knows all these ins and outs and aspects that, what to look for.
I remember when we went to the island, we saw those condos that had been there since 2019. I was like, bro, these look so old. And the outside, you were pointing them out like, yeah, that wasn't built right there.
Yeah.
This is why
it's
so close to the water.
And that's another thing too. Like they were nice, area amenities are great, right off the bay, beautiful. And you thought they were older. I'm like, dude, these are only from 2019.
Yeah, I was tripping out.
Yeah, but it's because they use cheap siding. Yeah. Which again, if you have it, no offense, if you have it,
a whole thing for that.
No, but it's, being with the salt water in the air and everything, it's going to deteriorate and it's going to start bubbling up from the side.
Yeah, and I assume it's different also like East Coast or West Coast or in Alaska.
But in general, if you're near the coast, if you're near some kind of shore, all that salt water that's in the air, it's going to rust your hinges. So people at the island that have condos, they're constantly changing out the brackets on the hinges on their doors, handles on the door. Just something to think about. It's again, they sell higher end stuff that will last a little bit longer, but it's not a big deal. It's just expect, and I always have these conversations when I meet with these clients, like, hey, it's great you want a house at the island, but just know insurance is gonna be higher because of the coastal winds and the hurricanes. There's a lot more susceptible to liability with the big, spring break coming here, Labor Day weekend, whatever. If you rent them out, it's a lot more premium, but it's not to say don't buy it. It's just, hey, little tidbit
which makes sense
to think about. Yeah. Again, I like to be very transparent.
Yeah.
I don't want no hiccups or, hey, surprise, by the way, it's going to be more than we all told you because, I didn't explain this.
Yeah.
But
fucking great knowledge, bro.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
It's a lot. I
had a lot of great mentorship. I used to be at another brokerage before. Unfortunately, I'm not there anymore for whatever may have happened at the time. But I'm to this day, I never knock them. I won't give him a shout out though. but
you can't because you're fucking working under someone else.
Yeah. Well, no. I always tell people if you're a newer agent, it's a great place to go still because I learned a lot and they teach you a lot. And I will say they have a good
mentorship.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. And you get a lot of experience there. But, once you kind of find all the right trades and tools that work for you and you kind of really hone in on them, it helps you become approachable. And I think that's the biggest thing, at least for myself, is be approachable, be yourself. This is about as dressed up as I ever get. I like to keep it just jeans and a button up, maybe a t-shirt or a collared shirt. I don't like being those guys selling Sunset with the suits and suede shoes or whatever. That's not me, man.
It's a time and place.
Well, plus it's too damn hot down here, bro.
Yeah, you can't.
It's not showing homes in 95-degree weather outside and it's 105 degrees in the house with no AC on. Yeah, no, I'm not that guy. I'm not doing that.
Yo, that shit. So one of my buddies does want to end up doing real estate because he's a great salesman. Like in general, he sells life insurance.
Life insurance is a tough bit.
Yeah, exactly. And to him, it's easy as fuck.
So yeah, if he can do that, real estate. Everybody needs in life insurance too, or insurance in general, but everybody needs a house even more so. I feel it's more.
And he's already pretty knowledgeable on real estate and everything. Yeah. And I'm like, dude.
Then he already has a leg up and that's good.
I was like, dog, just do that stuff on the side, get your fucking real estate thing, and then fuck a salary job.
Yeah.
Pretty much work for yourself, essentially.
And I always tell people, if you want some, freedom, kind of being your own boss, real estate's great, but I will say it is not. Yeah. It's not easy though. At the same time, like there's no base salary. Like if you don't sell homes, you're not eating. Like it's straight commission.
Exactly.
And I tell people, and people are like, "Oh, you realtors make all this money." It's like, yeah, but it's not guaranteed money. Like, and I'm not going to sit back and say that we don't make good money for every house we sell. We do well. But again, you have highs and lows throughout the year. It's not always going to be up. Sometimes the holidays, like the Q4 is usually a little bit slower because everyone's.
So I think just off the top of my head, best metaphor is like fucking hunter gatherer. You know what I'm saying?
Dude. Yeah, no, for sure. It's like, bro.
Winter's here. There's no fucking animals in the winter.
Yeah. You better start sacking up Q3 and Q2 or really the whole year because Q4 is dips because everyone's spending time with their families or they don't have money because of the holidays, whatever. It's just known. It's going to slow. Summer's busiest time. A lot of people or their kids are out of school or maybe they're teachers themselves or work in the school district and they're out of school. So they're more, that's when, it's peak season. So it's peak. It's crazy. It's peak and then it just dies. Essentially, like for us, because like summer's here, and then like fall in, it's like winter, and
it's a quick sprint.
Yeah, it's a quick. So I mean,
then prepare.
Yeah, so
quick sprint.
Yeah, but it's good. It's good. But yeah, real estate's hard. But if you are a hard worker and you are very self-motivated, and that's the key word, self-motivated, you'll be great, because no one's going to hold your hand. No one's going to care if you sell houses or not, like within your broker. I mean, to a certain extent, your brokerage would want to see you succeed, but I mean, they have their own stuff going on as well.
Yeah, that kind of ties in. You can relate it to students in college as well.
Oh, 100%.
As soon as you start college,
dude,
no one said to hold your hand and make sure you're getting all good grades.
It's kind of like we were talking about earlier, where I was kind of shell shocked when I went to Brownwood. I was just like, oh, I got to do this myself. I got to be on top of this. Like, and I always tell people, like, is college necessary? You don't need to go to college. You definitely don't, to be successful. You don't. But I will say you learn a lot of good traits from it, and I can see it myself. I had to kind of keep myself in check at a young, early age, kind of be more responsible than probably most. And, at the time it sucked, but at the same time, it developed a lot of good traits that I'm very, very thankful for now. Yeah.
It's like, would you do it again? Probably not.
No,
but fuck.
I wouldn't go back to school. No, I definitely, it's crazy. Because well, Sarah, I think she's going back to school for a third time already.
Damn, what's she going for?
Yeah, well, she was speech therapist.
Yeah, just like me. Yeah.
That's just like you. And wasn't the money. I mean, aside from the money,
what it was.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean,
it sucked too. I'll be honest. I hated it.
Well, no, she loved what she did. She loved working with the kids. She loved doing the home health stuff. She loved it all. She
didn't just go for SOP.
She was going to. Like, with her thing was like, I'm going to stack up, make some money, and then go back to school and and do it. But the pay was horrible. It still sucks.
Compared to nurse, I thought it was about the same.
Nobody.
It's lower?
No. Well, she went to school for that, and then she did it for a little bit, and she said, like, hey, I think I'm gonna go back to school. I think I'm gonna become a nurse.
Oh, no. SLPA sucks dick. Yeah.
That's what she was. She wasn't. Yeah.
SLPA sucks dick. But if she went for her master's,
she thought about it, but she just wanted to start working a little bit. She was kind of wanted a little break from school, kind of. I mean, she had bills and stuff, and we were dating at the time. So I mean, I definitely, I get it. She just wanted to work a little bit and kind of take a little break. So, which I'm glad she did, because she's like, I'm so glad I did that, because I realized this is not what I want to do forever.
There you go.
Like, she loved what she did, but financially, to like do the things she wants for us, or just, the future we have for our future family. Like, she was like, I can't do this. Like, it's a grind, it's a grind, which nothing wrong with, but if your heart's not there, it's not there. Yeah. So, she decided to go back to school, and she finished the year, we got married. So there was like a whole year when it was kind of just me as a breadwinner, and she was going to nursing school full time. So I had my best. And again, back to the fight or flight. Like, I had the best year of my life, or of my career.
Yeah,
that
like
year.
real estate wise, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just went off. Yeah, it was great.
Do you think it was because of that reason that you were the main?
For sure? Yeah, for sure. And that's but that's my mentality. Like, it's fight or flight. Like, I got to make sure I help pay for her school, help pay for some of her bills. Still pay our bills, still pay for the venue for the wedding, still pay for have the money ready for the house, buy furniture dude, we closed on our house in October. We got married in December. Dude, that was an expensive year. But I'm grateful, because on the flip side, before I was a realtor, she was, working, doing well, and she was able to support me. So it was good that we both kind of pay it back forward towards each other. So it was nice.
I mean, that's what it is in a marriage, dog.
For sure.
You got my back and got yours.
Yeah. Well, anyway, going back to now, she wants to go back to school, and I'm like, fuck. Well, she's gonna be a nurse practitioner.
Oh, okay. So at least she's just leveling up.
Yeah, she's loving it. Yeah,
and that one's going to be a huge level up, because she can do whatever she wants.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever she wants.
I'm excited for her. I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Kudos to her for going back to school for a third time, or for a third time, whatever. Like,
fuck that, I'm done,
dude. I did my one and done, and we've talked about. She's like, would you ever go back to? Like, no,
hell no,
I'm not going back to school.
Hell no, man.
I don't know how I got by. Like, I mean, I studied, but not like I should have probably.
I'm not gonna lie to you either, man. I would always cram all the goddamn time.
Dr. Vista.
Yeah, but I still crammed it. I still found a way, bro. But that's not what I'm advocating for. I'm advocating for.
We'll get to that. That's going to come.
You find it in my course and shit. This isn't about me. This is about fucking Daniel Navarro II, real estate agent.
Yeah.
All right, man. So we're going to do some reflection here real quick. So looking back in the past, what are you most proud of from your post-college life journey so far? So after college, what are you most proud of?
I think it's going back to, the person I am now. I feel like I've grown so much from, the obstacles, the challenges that kind of life throws at us, and, kind of really finding myself within my wife, and it's kind of like, it's just kind of, it's the beauty behind it, because you don't see it when you're young. Like, even 10 years from now, you're going to tell me like, oh man, 10 years from now, like, it's going to be, this and that. And, you always hear people say it's going to be great, you're going to be here. And at the time you're like, dude, I don't care about that. Like, I'm in a completely different point of my life. Like, I'm just kind of just vibing, I'm just going through it. But now seeing, looking back 10 years ago where I am now, from then, it's like, damn, dude, like the ups, the downs, the times that
last year,
dude, it's like those times where you feel like it's just you, trying to figure it out there at night. Like, man, what am I doing with my life? I'm 28 years old. How do I not have my shit together? Like,
and you say that, and it's like 28 was young as fuck.
Yeah, it was like 3-4 years ago. Yeah, giving away our age, but even then, it's like, man, growing up, you always had this, this life map of how everything's gonna pan out, how it's gonna be, and you're like, man, when I'm 28, I'm gonna have kids, I'm gonna have all this money, I'm gonna have it all figured out. Psych. Dude,
here we go.
Big piece of humbling pie. Like 20. I remember, man, 28 is when I just got into real estate, and I was just trying to pay the bills, man. Just leap, dude. Yeah,
and it worked out in your favor. All it took was $100.
It did for sure. $100 that made. I'm not gonna say it. I'm just kidding.
If you want,
nah.
I mean, you can make it inspirational. People tend to be like, even the high school students, when I told them how much I make a month, they're like, "All right, bet. What do you do?"
Yeah, it's like I'm listening now. Yeah,
because at first they're like, "What the hell's an occupational therapist?" Whatever, and I'm like, "I make this much."
Okay.
Attention.
It's like, can you send me that TikTok link of what that is so I can? It's like
bro. So okay, so great. So you're super proud of all that good stuff. So looking into the present, today, what philosophy or principles do you live by throughout your life?
I mean, it's really just for me. It's always being humble before God, man. I mean, I'm definitely not anywhere where I want to be, relationship wise, but it's been a huge reflecting point for my wife and I, just getting back on track. We both grew up in a very spiritual household, believing in Christ and faith. And, that's how we grew up. And I feel like, through our 20s, we both kind of strayed from that, getting to the things of the world. And which is, again, no one's perfect. I get it. We're not perfect. We're still trying to figure out, still trying to, mediate all that. But the biggest thing that we found is, whenever we prayed, whenever we started going to church more, things kind of just simplified itself a little bit more. And, it's always finding that peace or that grace that you have even when you're stressed out, or when I can't sell that house, or if I have this client that's driving me crazy, or whatever stress I have going on. It's like, just kind of sitting back and saying,
stressing you out.
Yeah. No, you're definitely not, dude. I've had some clients for sure, put some years on me, but it's just kind of finding that kind of resetting yourself and just realize, hey man, like, if it's meant to be, God will let it be. And
exactly.
and it's believing in it too, not just saying it. It's like, you really like, hey God, if this is for me, it's, I know you're going to make yourself known. And if this is not, I'm going to take a sign, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
In all due time, there's a rhyme or reason for everything that you do. So, but accepting it and believing it's a whole nother thing you got to work in within yourself. It's really fully understanding that it's okay to not get all your prayers answered, and it's not for good or for bad, but it's to kind of just make you understand, it's
so going on the prayers answered. I think that they always are, but not in how you envisioned it.
Yeah. Or maybe when you wanted it.
Exactly.
At that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you think back in hindsight and all the things that you've gone through, you're like, I wanted it to go this way, but it went better this way because of this.
100%, dude.
So
I mean, even in terms of me for having a degree, I don't even use. Like I really thought I was gonna, go something into the sports medicine field, whether PT or athletic trainer.
But I think that had to do a lot with your identity growing up as a high school kid through the football and all the sports and everything. You always kind of believe like I have to do this, and this time you kind of just shifted and said, fuck it, I need to do something to have a better life because I'm tired of having this scarcity mindset. I just want to be not worrying about that shit. And so you found it, luckily, for only $100. Took you a week to get 180 hours done somehow, and here you are.
You can do it. And I always have people, that reach out to me and want to become a realtor. And I always tell them like, hey, I'm more than willing to help you get you started. Give you some ideas, some insights, what to expect. But nobody's done it yet. But because I get it. It is a lot. And it's a very tedious course. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not, but once you do it, it's also understanding that it is 100% on you. You need to be willing to, for myself, make at least 50 calls every morning. cold calling.
You're running your own business.
Yeah. I mean, it's investing in yourself, man, investing in coaching. Like we were kind of talking about, you're investing in some invest in coaching.
Literally just bought a new business phone yesterday, guys, so we can get some shorts on Danny here.
There we go.
Literally.
Client and comms.
Yeah. Client and comms. Comms means communications, by the way.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Comms.
Yes. Comms.
Got you, comms.
And then, it's also just investing in your business as a whole. I mean, and it's kind of really, buckling down, like as a realtor, I create my own schedule. I can work today or I cannot today. I can take off for a week and I don't got to address to anybody. But I also got to realize when I'm gone that week, that's a whole week off prospecting. It's a whole week off of not meeting people that could potentially sell my house. Yeah. And just because I guess
you need that.
Yeah, exactly.
You get back to
you got to build that pipeline. Again, maybe you meet people that do want to buy, maybe in 3 months, maybe 4 months, maybe they're waiting to, get out of their lease, which is up in a little bit. So, and it's staying on top of them, just reaching out before they reach out to somebody else because you're not touching base with them. It's a lot of, work, but it's a lot of nurturing, a lot of, cold, drips is what we call them, automated emails, text messages, kind of touch base. But
it's literally a business.
It's a whole business, and people just see the TV shows like, oh, look, they just go show houses, they like it, they write it up, they get paid. Like, no,
I mean that's just Instagram doing its thing on obviously, but
also you don't get paid right away either. Like you don't get paid till you close. So like, great, I have these 3 clients. I just got them all under contract. Great, guess what? You're not getting paid for a month from now.
Yeah.
So if I have 1 month where I don't generate any new prospects of people looking to buy that month, that sets me back 2 months. I'm not seeing a paycheck for 2 months because I got to wait this month that I'm working to get paid.
But now that you have an understanding of the seasons, you're like, okay, I know now to just hang on to this amount of money during this time when the time comes around. Yeah.
Again, and it's like we were kind of talking about like, you can have your peak months where you sell multiple properties in a month.
And you think that's going to be the same.
Yeah, and you're like, oh man, I'm going to be doing this all the time. And then, reality hits, that those funds start depleting with bills, life, whatever. And it's like, oh, I'm not getting the same traction I was getting, a couple months ago. And it's like, damn, that bank account's looking a little thin. And it's, understanding.
That's me right now.
Yeah.
Not working. Oh my.
Yeah. Well, look at everything you just had to take off.
Used to getting paid every week. And now it's like, it's only been 2 weeks, but fucking. I'm chilling, bro. Yeah. I mean, again, everything with just having faith and believing that it's going to come.
And that's the biggest thing too, man. Yeah. Like having faith and also within yourself.
Yeah. That's why I'm not even tripping when I'm like, all right, come on, just fucking do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Get it.
Exactly.
This will make the content a lot better. It'll deliver the message that we want to deliver a lot better because I want it to be in my eye. Like I want it to see it that literally with these meta glasses be in my eye. Like I want everyone
about these meta glasses.
Dude, like I have. I've already convinced like 2 people to buy them in the span of 3 days.
Low key, I'm gonna buy them. I'm not gonna lie to you. You kind of. I don't want to tell you. See, now you're gonna be like, see, you good cop. Like,
Stay. Hold on, let me record you. All right, say that again.
I'm not.
You're gonna buy them. You're gonna buy them.
No.
I'm fucking okay. Dude, great answer. So hindsight tips now. So in hindsight, what do you wish you knew to better prepare for the transition from being a college student to a young professional?
Oh man.
And you have this, right? So you can.
Yeah. I was actually freaking out because I'm looking at it right now, and you're kind of like toggling it. Okay, sorry.
You could see it on there.
Yeah.
Oh no shit!
It's like,
yeah. Oh, that's so perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I just happen to have it open just for my.
Wow, I should just do that.
We're not
just
cheating.
Share it.
By the way, we're not cheating.
Oh no, it's just good reference. It's cool.
Sorry. Well,
so in hindsight, what do you wish you knew to better prepare for the transition from being a broke college student to the real world or being a young professional?
It gets better, man.
Yeah.
It just gets better. Like, cause I mean, being a college kid with no money, all this debt accumulated, all from whether it be student loans or credit cards that you max out at the bar or whatever. We've all been there, dude. Like shit, my parents.
That's me right now.
Yeah. Still me to this day. To this day.
Who says that?
I know it's
fucking shit. That's the COVID brain.
Yeah. It's the vaccine. It's the vaccine. No, we're not getting to that again. We're not going down the rabbit hole again.
Just keeps putting us back towards
No, but it's really, it just gets better, man. Like, because, and that's what I would tell myself, like, looking in back from when I graduated to now, it's like, it's going to get better, dude. Just keep getting after it. Whatever you think it may be, whatever you think at that time it may be, just do it because there is a huge light at the end of the tunnel, man. It's even when you feel like it's just you against the world and nobody gets it and you think you're the only one going through it. I guarantee you're not the only one going through it, man. And again, it goes back to the whole machismo with your friends, man. Guys against guys. No, man, we're good. How you been? I've been great. I've been good. You could have just been like,
there's been hella memes about that lately. It's
dude, but it's so true. Like, true. What's that mean with the mask and you're crying behind it?
Yeah. So it's funny because the other day, usually when me and my homie hang out, Andy, shout out Andy, we kind of just like don't go too deep into like personal issues.
Yeah.
And we talk about like, oh, dang, this sucks. And we kind of just start going back to surfacey stuff. However, he was with his fiance at this time. And so the last time I hung out with him on Saturday, I think, over in Brownsville, like it got way more deep than me and Andy have ever had a conversation.
But but at the same time, it's like when you all leave and go to like separate or whatever, it's like, man, that was good.
Yeah.
You feel good. Like,
yeah, we felt great, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh man, maybe I will go back to the gym.
Maybe we should. No, straight up, because they were asking me like, why do you wake up at 5 a.m.? I was like, this is why. And I went for a fucking whole rabbit hole into why.
And it's crazy, man, because I feel like the more like you talk about like what's going on rather than just saying, and it's your stereotypical, like you see a coworker at the office every day. Hey, how's it going? Oh, it's good.
I hate that.
It's good.
I hate that. That's why I avoid them.
It's good.
I'm just like,
it's like
over here, dog.
It's like, I'm hurting, man.
Yeah,
this guy doesn't know I had a tub of ice cream till like 3 a.m. last night just by my bed. Like, no.
That's literally what it is.
But it's really just yeah, man, just talk, dude. Yeah. It just being more open, and hopefully when people ask you how you're doing, hopefully they genuinely care, and I'm just like, oh, this guy.
No, most of the time I'm honest. I really stop and think like, I'm doing all right. I'm kind of tired because of this last night,
Yeah.
Like not just a simple.
Oh, your coworkers, they're like,
yeah, did I tell you that?
Yeah. I think you said like you had some downtime and you were like working on your business.
I was going crazy on my business, like fucking creating.
And like, hey, Cloud, how's it going? And you're like, and you're going off, and you can just see their face. You like slowly getting drained.
But I already knew too. I was like, I could tell you so much more. I told him straight up. I was like, I won't get too much into it because I'm doing a lot, but essentially this is what I'm doing. Even though I shortened it, she was just like,
he's already spaced out. He has no idea what you're saying. He's just waiting for the verbal cues to be like, okay, he's done. Yeah.
Unless they start asking more, then you're like, okay, I guess they want to talk.
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously pick up on the vibe. But
yeah, for sure. Okay. Funny. So next question. So if you could go back in time, what advice would you give yourself, your college self who just graduated?
Yeah. Honestly, man, find happiness in what you do. Because again, I thought I was going to school for the right thing, and I was kind of forcing on it even when I was with the city and still working at the physical therapy clinic, which is great. I got to help a lot of people, got to learn a lot of things, but at the same time, like I was working hard, but I wasn't loving it. So at the same time, it just felt more like a burden than I didn't. And it was just more so understanding that, you literally need to be loving what you're doing. And that goes to like anybody out there, really. It's like,
again, it sounds cliche.
No, it does. But like there's a whole nother like gratification you get. Like, what I used to have, like getting ready for bed the night before, like, oh, damn, I got to work, man. Like I got to do this. I got to do that.
That's when you know.
Yeah. I mean, and granted, in hindsight, I still have those days sometimes. Yeah. Sure. But I mean, it shouldn't be like that every day.
85% of the time.
For sure. Like, exactly. And it's like, now it's like, oh man, I got to see these houses tomorrow. Like it's awesome. Like so-and-so, we're so close to with this client to get in my house. Like, I know this is the one.
Just
like
that climb.
Yeah. It's kind of, exactly. And it's just understanding, like, if you don't generally love what you do, I mean, granted, work at the end of the day, right? There's going to be some tidbits you don't like. That's normal.
Yeah.
If you don't love what you do, man, just get out. Just, even if, may not pay as much, but you can't put a price tag on your happiness or your stress levels, man. Like,
at the same time though, like give it a chance.
Oh, for sure.
Some people do it like 1 month and they're like, I hate it.
Yeah, it's like,
it's like, dude, at least give it a year.
Yeah, exactly. At least give it a year. I think a year is fair. Like, so that way you can see the full up and downs of the cycle of the job flow that you're doing.
You see the habits, you see the routine,
exactly.
You see the trends, and like, okay, this is just a continuing toxic environment that I need to get myself out of. It's not me anymore. It's them.
Yeah, like I've been here long enough where I've kind of been able to observe and just really, hey.
In the meantime, you also pick up skills and like whatever.
Exactly, and that's what I always tell my siblings, because I love that. I mean, I'm glad my siblings and I have gone a lot closer now than what we were before, and they like to come to me for advice. And I tell them, like, look, dude, like it's not always gonna be perfect anywhere, but everything that you did before your final job that you want, it's practice, man. Yeah. It's practice, and it's stuff to put on the resume that's going to make you stand out and look better. Even if not for a job interview, but just for yourself, just more traits to have. To just
even if it's just one little thing.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, granted, I don't do anything remotely that I do now than what I did when I got out of college. But at the same time, there's a lot of traits and, social cues, social skills. I mean, and really that I feel like social skills are like so like undervalued. Yeah. I mean, in anything, I mean, if you're just a person that just doesn't, reciprocate with
simple
with coworkers or even with whatever your maybe clients or people at your work that you have to deal with, for your business, whatever. It's like you gotta have those social cues.
And you knew me back then. I wasn't very social either.
Yeah, you suck. No, I'm kidding.
No, fuck this.
Cut it. You're done. This whole thing's scrapped. No, it's like
no. You know me. I was super introverted. I always wanted to be
super,
in,
dude.
Never wanted to go out and shit. I think that one stopped, but it's okay. It probably died, but it's fine. You got cool stuff. But anyways, yeah, dude, like not even too long ago, even like last year when I was living in Houston, I never really wanted to go out or anything, but I think it's because I wasn't in a place of joy.
Dude, you were a very introvert, like a huge introvert.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I mean, I still am. Don't get me wrong.
No, yeah, but
when I'm
like,
around,
well, I mean, socially, like you would kind of just be. I mean, you'd be there, but you're just not saying much.
See me now, I'm like,
fucking. And honestly, I think that's what I noticed. Like this past week that we've been hanging out, like, dude, you're way more vocal.
Even
like,
these last 2 months, like
you're giving help to that lady that couldn't sell you a towel at the beach. Now you weren't giving her help.
Sorry, excuse my language. But we pulled up to South Padre. I just wanted to grab a towel to like chill on the beach for a little bit when Danny was gone. I was like, bro, $27 for a towel, dog. In back of my mind too, I said I knew I should have freaking bought a towel. I was at the crib before I came.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, let me try to upsell you on some fucking shoes. I'm like, it's 20% off. I'm like, yo, look, this towel was $27. I can't imagine how much the shoes.
Can't believe you told it. It's like, dude, it's not her business.
I know.
She's an employee, dude.
I was just being upfront and honest. I was just being straight. I was just like, look, not to be mean, but
see,
sorry.
but again, the old client wouldn't do that.
No, straight up.
Like you would just be, oh, okay, I'll pick. Let me give me two. Give me two.
Oh yeah. What's your number? No, just kidding. All creepy and shit. No, but straight up. Okay. So general advice for new grads or young professionals, which I think you kind of covered, but you go ahead.
I mean, in general, it's, and this goes, I mean, not even people now, have a calendar, have something to keep you in line and have a routine. Yeah. I have 3 different calendars. I have 2 on my phone, or 1 on my phone, 1 on my Gmail. And then I have another one on my laptop, all oriented for different parts of my life. Even for my own personal stuff, I use my phone because I have horrible memory. I will forget everything. If it wasn't for all my reminders, I won't remember when to pay the bills or what I have today. Like I'm constantly, my calendar is full, but get into a routine, man. Like it's as simple as it sounds, but sticking to it too. You got to learn how to time block. You got to be very, very selfish with your time. You do to a certain extent, if you got, class at 8 a.m., don't wake up 15 minutes before. Like, let's be in the right cognitive mindset. Like, I'm not a morning person myself either. I'll be the first to say it. But just, if your class is at 8, get up at 7. Take your time getting ready. Maybe have some music, maybe put on a podcast, some meditate, whatever, pray, whatever you got to do.
I got a whole morning routine for everyone who wants to watch it. So I'm on Instagram.
Yeah, there you go. And it's kind of start that routine. And, if you got class from, 8 to 10, take a little break in between classes, go walk, or maybe grab some lunch, listen to some music. I love listening to music, man. Like I feel my wife always gets pissed because I probably when we drive, it's just dead quiet. I'm just listening to music. I'm sorry. I'm just jamming. Like I just,
just vibing.
Yeah, exactly. And to me, I mean, my brain's always going 110 miles an hour. Like even now, like I'm getting I'm very OCD because I'm not on my phone because my phone's probably
you've been doing a great job.
Yeah, dude. This thing's always going off. Like that's another thing too. Like this thing's going off like
it's been like an hour 15 now.
Yeah, and I have like a whole bunch of emails and a whole bunch of
you've been in the moment.
No, exactly. And I actually need to get better about just at a certain time. But
it feels good, right?
It does.
Yeah,
it's nice.
It feels
for now. And then when I'm
one thing that I do, what I practice now is whenever I go on walks with my dog or just on walks in general, I just put my phone away. And sometimes you'll, strike a moment where you're like, oh, I need to write this down.
Do you listen to music or do you have headphones in? Well, I can't. Well, I can't because I'm all like, oh man, someone's gonna sneak up from behind me and just slit my throat.
Oh yeah. No,
I like being very aware of my surroundings.
Of course. Even then, even if I did have headphones, transparent.
Like I'm the type of person where if we're sitting at a restaurant, I'm not giving my back to nobody. Like if I don't, if I have,
I'm like, I'll sit in that corner. What the hell's gonna happen?
I'm sorry, but sidetracking.
But yeah, anyways, always that's one way you can simply get into the present for a quick moment. If you go for a walk, just put your phone down. Even if you have a thought like today, I was like, I really need to write this down because I know I'm gonna fucking forget. No, it's fine. It's not important. Just keep going.
Dude, you were going
fucking shit,
ape shit with trying to make sure everything was perfect here.
Oh, that's just my OCD. That's not really.
Again, it took almost 2.5 hours to get all the setup.
2.5 hours.
It did. We got here at 2. We didn't start till 4:15.
I'm so pissed. But I think now.
But hey, trial and errors.
Yeah, but here we are now. We're having great conversation and everything.
It's smooth.
I think everything looks great so far with the lighting. Hopefully it hits pretty well. I really did want the logos on there, but unfortunately we had some technical difficulties with this. So maybe what do you think about this room? Maybe you think I should do the next room, the conference room?
I think it's a good room.
I think you mentioned the conference room one, right?
You can, but I think this is nice. I think it's really nice.
Yeah, just the lighting and shit.
I think it's good. I would just stay here.
Yeah, we'll
yeah,
here.
It's easier, and you already know where everything's at. You don't want to go through a whole nother spiel trying to find. Yeah,
and then I know what to use and what not to use, so we should be good too. Yeah. All right, great advice. So now we're gonna go on to rapid fire questions, dog.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for this one?
Yes.
All right, put your phone down. We're getting into present here.
I know. I'm sorry.
All right, and I just text Sarah. It was hilarious because yesterday when I was doing my high school presentation, I have this little clicker thing that changes the slide and it has a laser. So whenever I saw a kid on their phone,
you shot him in the eye.
No, I'd just be like, "Oh, get off," and then I'd call him out. I'd be like, "Hey, who are you texting? That's so important." No, straight up, let me know. And then they'd be like, "Oh, it's my dad." I'm like, "Okay." How about you? And then the second guy back to that, "Oh, it's my mom." I was like, "You guys got me. You guys are either lying."
She hot?
I was like, "You guys are either fucking really good liars, or you actually were texting them."
Probably was.
And then it was hilarious because the second presentation I did, I literally told the kids, like, you can be the only one on the phone because you're going to do the survey, right? Mm-hmm. And then like my fucking COVID brain again, literally like a minute later.
What are you doing on your phone?
I was like, "What are you doing on your phone, bro?"
It's like, damn.
He's like, "Dude, you told me to do the survey." I was like, I fucking went up to him. I was like, "My bad, dog."
Already being an old head already, like forgetting what you just said.
Straight the fuck up. Anyway, okay. All right. Rapid fire questions, dog. What is a book, podcast, or resource that you recommend?
Yeah, I need to get better at listening to podcasts or even reading books, but really I kind of just been reading the Bible, man. That's been my thing. And I barely recently started getting into that. So don't think I've been doing it forever. Like I
greatest one.
But I mean, that's for me. And maybe it's not somebody's cup of tea, but that's what the only thing I essentially read,
The Bible.
Great
answer.
And for me, it's, I always have a scripture, Psalm 16:3. It's, sorry, I like to be very verbatim. I keep my eyes always on the Lord. With him in my right hand, I will not be shaken. And it's always just saying like, hey, like, and this goes back to, just trusting the process, man, having the faith, he's with God on our side, we can go through anything. We can go through all the hardest aches and all the hardest, financial situations, whatever it may be, like with him on our side, man, you just got to have faith. That's what it is.
Just know he wouldn't give you something that you couldn't handle.
For sure.
Exactly. Okay,
yeah.
Second question. Best memory from college?
Honestly, man, I think it's just the friendships that were made, man. There were so many instances, so many different, cliques, group of friends. I feel like that's what makes college. And my youngest brother, he was thinking about staying here at UTRGV, which was fine. Nothing against it. But he really wanted to, go get the big university experience. So now he's at UTSA, and I tell him, like, dude, do it. Like, he's like, but mom and dad, like, dude, forget that. Like, they're
just trying to protect you.
Yeah. I was like, dude, go have a college life. Go have fun. Go make these friends that live from all different parts of the state or the country. Like, it's awesome, dude. Like, and to me,
it's a big world out there, bro.
It's huge, man.
And
like,
small.
Get out the valley, man. Get out of Texas if you need to. Like, there's so much. Like recently, like Sarah and I've been traveling so much. Like in these past couple of years, I mean, it's been awesome, man.
Yeah.
It
opens your mind.
It's when such a different man.
Things, you have different perspective, more gratitude toward everything you have.
It just really opens up your eyes, man. Like there's so much out there. I just want to see more.
This is as wide as my eyes can get.
Jeez.
But yeah, no, great analogy for whoever's not Asian. I'm just gonna.
Oh, they are open.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. Fuck you. Now that's racist. No, I'm just kidding. Going back to Trump again. No, Okay. One habit that has transformed your post-grad life.
For me, it's just been, man, I'm going to go back to routines, man, because I never used to be big on routines at all. I feel like without structure, I would be all over the place and not be able to hone in on everything. So, I mean, just being a creature of habit, routine, and kind of just, setting the expectations for yourself and have goals, man. You need to have goals, like in anything. Even if you're not into sales or nothing, have goals for yourself, man. Like, what did I do last year that I felt like, man, I really loved, but I could have aspired maybe a little bit more? Or what are the things I did that I really didn't like? Maybe I should cut back on that. The goals go both in the good, like up and down. Like, what do you want to do less of? What do you want to do more of? Like, have some type of, like, is this the year where I finally get out of my lease and go buy a house? Or is this?
You heard that?
Yeah, what?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
What'd you do?
John Cena was in my ear. Oh, by the way, John Cena's in my ear on these. He just said it was 10%.
Are you sponsored or what's going on with Meta? Like it's
that's AI John Cena, but
whatever. But yeah, no.
Continue.
Just have goals, man. Like it's whether you want to. This is a year, like you give this job, you have a last shot. And before you try something else, do it. Set yourself and hold yourself to it. Like don't just say it, be about it, man. Like if you're saying like this is the year where I cut down my credit card debt, do it. Is this the year I start getting better relationships with my siblings or my family? Do it. Yeah. That's what one of my mentors, my mentor Dan Harrison mentioned in the beginning of the year. He's like practicing your integrity muscle, which is essentially stop breaking promises to yourself. Because that's the biggest thing. Like and there's a lot of people that struggle with depression, anxiety, and and even my sister herself struggled with. I'm not knocking. I'm not saying anything because it is a thing. It is a thing. And I always tell people, the biggest root is within yourself. Like all these things you say you're going to do to be better. Like, man, I'm really going to, put the bottle down. I'm really going to stop, doing this and this and that. It's like, but you end up doing the same thing. It's like, you're not helping yourself. You're kind of keeping yourself in that same hole that you're trying to dig yourself out of. Like, you want to get better. You want to do better, but you can't because you're still lying to yourself. You're still making these false promises, man. Like, until you do it, you're not going to grow. You're not going to feel better, dude, because you're doing the same shit that's been keeping you down. Yep. Exactly. So, but again, huge leap of faith, takes a lot of patience. It's good to have a good, support system around you. And that's the key facts, man. Talk to people that actually genuinely care or have the time or
get out of your own head for a little bit,
bro. Or even not, dude. I mean, therapy is great, dude. Yeah. Like, do they do online therapy now? I mean, it's just someone that's
so accessible. Everything is so accessible now.
And most of these sessions are covered through your insurance now. It's crazy. So, I mean, like there's definitely some resources out there, you know,
or you can do the old school therapy, your homies.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, with now technology, FaceTime, phone call, whatever, man, like it's, there's always resources.
Exactly. And let's hope no one was trying to reach out when they needed me right now because it's
been
like hour 45.
You were my last chance, Clyde. You didn't respond to me. You didn't respond to me, man. This is no,
I should literally let people know, like, hey, dude, I'm going to be clocked out for the next 2 hours. Like,
yeah, Sarah's probably like, where the hell are you? No,
okay.
No, you're good.
Last question, rapid fire. These aren't very rapid fire, but we're trying.
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
What's next on your personal your personal or professional journey? What's next?
I'm trying to buy another investment property.
First off, how many do you have?
I just have one, but it's our house. No, I just have one. I just have that current house, but we both had the idea that this is our investment.
With the Airbnb stuff, is that arbitrage?
Well, yeah. So I help people run their Airbnb.
So that is arbitrage.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh. I mean, I get a small portion. It's nothing crazy, but it's good still to where I can obviously get more and more
extra income.
Yeah, for sure.
Dope. Because I always wanted to do that. That's why I started my whole fucking other Airbnb.
Yeah, I mean, I manage a few and
interesting.
Yeah, okay. It's just good to have because I mean, eventually.
Yeah, once you start your own.
Then exactly. But yeah, we definitely want to get another property next year. That's the goal. So our goal for this year is cutting back expenditures, paying off, things we got to pay off. If we do, I mean, we'll again get with the bank and get with Benny, see what Benny says. And then
Benny says tomorrow.
Yeah. He's probably like, don't buy shit.
What are you doing?
Yeah. What is this charge for? No, it's like going down the whole like thread sheet of everything.
It's cool, man.
What's this little Hong Kong in Tijuana? What is this? Like?
Why is it got to be Hong Kong and Tijuana, dog?
Oh yeah. No, that was a viral. You haven't heard of it?
No,
never noticed. That's another conversation for another time.
Okay, we'll have it off.
I mean, never been, but it's just something that's been trending.
Okay,
it's a strip club in Tijuana.
So what? Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah. little side note. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. So closing, I did mention we're going to do recap, but I already forgot what the hell we talked about. I guess if you're college students, fucking just go through it. Yeah. Regardless, Mm-hmm. After you graduate, definitely focus on having a calendar, which was one of your.
I think it's just routine in general. Just have a routine, like
structure.
It goes a long way, and it definitely keeps you in line with everything you got to do, and still having your sanity at the same time.
True.
Don't just time block. Don't just put things on there things that you got to do, like responsibilities or whatever. Yeah. No, put some time for like, hey. For an hour, I'm going to go take a walk. I'm going to go work out. I'm going to...
Stuff for yourself.
Yeah, I'm going to go watch a movie by yourself. Watching a movie by yourself is kind of therapeutic in a way.
Straight up.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't done it a lot as much or very often.
Yeah, I've only done it like twice or three times.
But with the times I've done it, it's like it's
hey, just vibing. You got that extra seat right here, and you're just like
got a big tub of popcorn, a slushie. Yeah, it's fun. Or just setting time for yourself.
Yeah. for sure.
Definitely
I mean,
a must.
I don't want to go too much on that, but time management is like the fucking beginning of getting shit done. The main thing, like fucking 85% or 95% of it is like focus management.
Yep.
Like how focused can you get in a certain amount, and the time that you block off. You know, you could say that you're going to knock out, oh yeah, I'm going to sit this time for 3 hours and do all this studying. Or,
but see, and be realistic too.
Exactly.
3 hours is too, I mean,
know where you are.
Depending what you're doing, I feel like 3 hours is a little excessive.
Yeah.
Do time small, and again,
but that's how these college students start, or even, at least how I was. I was like,
yeah, cramming. Don't cram, dude.
I crammed.
I know.
I crammed. I ain't going back to college. I say that now.
Yeah.
Watch, I can go get a fucking actual PhD, and I'm an actual doctor
2.0 next time.
Later. Yeah. What would I be considered? Anyways,
I don't know.
Fuck that. We're not going to have that conversation. We're not going to put that out there in the world.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to go back to college.
Yeah.
So we said that. And then real estate, if you're a new college student and are worried about doing it, just fucking get yourself involved with it. Get aware with it, right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's that even some colleges like STC has a real estate course. You can take the real estate course there, which is great if you're not a person that likes to be online doing it by themselves. They have classes and courses. It takes a little bit longer, but at least it's a little bit more thorough, and they can kind of questions. They can definitely, or honestly, just ask a realtor, man.
Yeah.
It's
free.
It's
free.
Well, no, I'll charge. No, okay, I wouldn't charge.
You're taking note of how many hours you got.
No. I definitely like passing it forward, man. A lot of people mentored me. A lot of people helped me. And
being generous, bro. That's what I think.
You have to, man. You got to pay it forward, man. Like what you give into this world, you're going to receive, man.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I've always been genuine of being in other people's shoes. And yeah, man, it's tough being on the other side of that fence. So just, I always love helping people out, man.
Same, bro. I think that's why we clicked so well. Even back then.
Yeah.
You know, there was a reason why we just kicked it, even though we never talked in high school or anything. Or kind of.
A little bit, but it was mainly after, I feel.
That was hilarious because I remember I was a senior. I didn't know how to talk to girls at all. Going back to my introvertedness. No, I remember, bro, I would just bug you all the time. And I'm looking back and it's cringe as fuck. I'd just be texting you, what do I send now? What do I send now? What do I send now?
No, dude, but I mean, but again, ask questions. Yeah. But in anything, dude, like
I think that's great. But being curious
to ask questions, bro, because you only know what you know until you ask.
Yeah. And so ever since then, I think after you stopped replying, you ghosted me. I was like, all right, I get it. I would have got fucking.
No, dude, I was just fapping. Let's get it.
What did you call it? My friend Jan, you know Jan.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh fuck, I forgot about Jan.
There's a term he uses. It's called BOPO. You know what BOPO is?
No.
It's a little not safe for work, but
okay. Never mind.
Beat off and pass out.
BOFO?
BOPO. Beat off and pass out.
Oh. Jeez.
Ever since he told me that term, I've been using it nonstop. I'm
That's a new one though.
Hey dog, I BOPO'd, sorry.
What?
I'll get on right now. I'll play Xbox.
Yeah. Do you still play Xbox or anything?
Yeah.
What do you play?
It's mainly just 2K and PUBG. You know what PUBG
Oh,
is?
Yeah. I still play 2K. I do a little bit of Rocket League.
We should play 2K all the time. And Madden. Fucking J-Rod.
I do. Well, right now I'm on like NCAA. That one's a good one. And
I haven't played it, bro.
Dude, did you ever play Elden Ring?
I never played it. But that's the reason why I didn't play it, because I knew I'd get addicted to it. Because it's fun, a fucking role-playing game.
That game is up there as like, for me, one of the best games I've ever played. That's up there with like the Marios, the Zeldas. Like,
don't tell me that until I'm making a lot more
It's
money.
hard. But like it's super hard. But like it's
which is why it's like satisfying. That's why you continue to do it.
Dude. Like I'm like, oh, it's like after the 100th time I finally beat this like dungeon boss or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, dude.
Well, like you can relate that to life.
Dungeon boss is not even the right term. So I'm gonna get if anybody roasts me for that. Sorry, it's not even the right term.
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, dude, you gotta relate that shit to life. It's like find a fucking dragon or whatever to defeat and make a video game if you want, if you see it that way. And then just make it fun. That's what makes it fun.
I am an Elden Lord. That's all I'm gonna say. I did it.
So like whenever you sell a house, you're like, oh, I just gained XP to become.
Dude. That's my ever like Souls game that I've ever played, and I knew better. Dude,
Souls?
Awesome. Well, that's what they call the whole gotcha. Genre type, like fighting. You got to like kill and get XP to level up in your rank.
Life is literally like that, bro. It's literally like
dude, do you watch anime? No racial. Just
gotcha. Good call. First time you said no racial, you've already had like 10 times.
No, the rest were racial. That's the difference. They were all racial.
Okay, Trump. Keep going back to it. No. What were you saying?
Anime? You watch anime?
Yeah, occasionally.
Yeah, I'm kind of like off and on, but I just saw one. It's exactly like leveling up, but like in life, like this. It's called solo leveling. Oh. Solo leveling, dude. It's on Crunchyroll. It's good. I'm like binging that right now. I just started like literally 2 days ago and I'm like hooked. But it's pretty cool, the concept. Anyway, sidetracked. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's pretty much it, dog. The rest on the bottom is just for me. Yeah, that's why I say guest ignore.
Yeah.
But bro, thanks for coming out. Thanks for
having me. Thanks for
being my first.
The first on the pod.
Cherry. So again, how can the listeners connect to you aside from your Instagram, which was, you can go ahead and say whatever it is.
Yeah, it's going to be Daniel VP Realtor on Instagram. Okay. Definitely.
You want to give them your number?
Yeah. 956-215-1793. Any real estate questions, even if you're not trying to buy, but just curious how to, update your portfolio or how to start your portfolio. I mean, definitely buying, selling, commercial, just do about everything. If you land or if you just want to become a realtor yourself, I'm always welcome to help others out, or, any questions you have, anything real estate, or even just want to talk. I'm here. I enjoy paying it forward. Like I said, just like having conversations with people. Help them get through it.
Yeah, you're probably going to go somewhere right now and you're going to be like, hey, yeah, I'm a realtor.
I hate being that guy. You know what's funny? I feel like I should be. Like, a lot of people are like, oh,
it just somehow naturally comes into conversation.
Yeah,
and you're like,
here we go. I don't want to be that guy. Oh, I'm a realtor. What do you look for? Like, no. I don't press at all. And a lot of my coaches are like, no, you got to press, man. I'm like, no, dude, it's not me.
No, be yourself.
I'm be like, hey,
yeah, there you go. That's the main.
Yeah, be yourself. Like, I will never be that guy. Like, oh, I'm a realtor. I do this, blah, blah, blah. Like, what are you trying to do? Like, no, dude, it's annoying. Like, especially if we're all just hanging out. I'm not trying to be like turn into work mode and bog somebody down.
I remember there was this one instance in college. My homie brought his friend who was like a salesperson or something.
He did the sales pitch out the gate.
He just could not turn it off. I'm like, bro, turn it off. We're trying to chill. Yeah. I'm trying to sell us this shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like to press at all, man. But like, if I see that they keep bringing it up and asking questions, I'll be like, well, hey, I am a realtor. This is what I would do, and leave it at that. And if they want to pick up off it, then cool.
Okay, here we go.
If it's natural, but after that, like, all right, let me get my shit together.
Yeah, it's the same thing with me. It's like whenever I'm just talking to the bartender over at Draft House or whatever. Yeah. And they start talking about college. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, you got pretty deep over an espresso martini, dude.
I know. I'm just like, okay, here we go. But it's quite simple because I can relate to them because I've been there before. And it's like, whatever, do this. Yeah. And even when I was over here at T-Mobile yesterday, I was just grabbing the business phone real quick. I was like, hey, like, how old are you? She's like, oh, I'm like 29. I was like, oh, that's cool. Are you going to like college or anything? You seem like pretty young or whatever. It's like, I've thought about it. Like, whatever. It's like, yeah, you've been here at T-Mobile. You probably shouldn't do college. You should probably just level up. And then the same thing in Topgolf, which I'm actually supposed to meet someone virtually tomorrow.
Nice. You're busy tomorrow.
Yeah, fuck. Right after Josh T's podcast, I got to hop on a call. But I told her like, hey, I might be late because I'm doing this podcast right now. But yeah, she was struggling. She was literally struggling. She's like, yeah, I've been working waitress for a while now. I think she was like 28, 29.
It's tough.
Like, I really don't know what I want to do. I was like, fine, here we go. I was like, look, I just figured out this whole new chat.
So I have this course.
Yeah, no, literally. I was like, I don't want to be that guy. But again, it came natural.
Yeah, as long as it's not forced upon and it happens organically, sure. Exactly. I mean, all day.
So now I'm meeting her tomorrow.
Then you get my sales pitch. No. then you're going to buy my 90-day program. You will buy this house.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. Trust me. But right now it's all a process. But dude, hey man, this was great. Thank you for again being my first. Like, I can see why people like the podcast.
We're just talking.
Yeah, we're just talking.
Just giving information and values that we all kind of like it have to share. Like, and I love. Like I told you, I love talking real estate. Dude. I could talk about this for days. Bro,
so it's great because then we get to connect or catch up and everything. And then also we're stuck in the present.
Yeah. And if people have other questions, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. We'll do this again or whatever.
Yeah. Hell yeah. We'll probably do it like, whenever I'm back in town, probably in May or something.
Sure. Or we can even do this through Zoom or whatever.
That is true. Yeah. I need to start practicing that as well. But hell yeah, bro.
Cool. Let's do it. Jesus. No. Go ahead.